everybody, just another update on the kitchen. Just wanted to show you what I'm doing. I'm doing one last project for the kitchen. I'm almost done with it. This is my last little bit before most of it's complete. So the last project that I'm working on is creating a tilt-out drawer in front of the cooktop. I needed a location to put the on and off switch and the fan speed control for the exhaust fan. And so I decided to build kind of a tilt-out drawer and have a little place for that controlling faceplate. So what I'm planning on doing is doing something similar to what I had before that was underneath my sink. Many kitchens have either stainless steel or, in my case, I had a plastic container. I'm basically using this as kind of a template for mocking up how I want to develop what I want to build. But I'm going to build it out of plywood, and I have some leftover pre-finished birch 1/4-inch plywood that I'm going to be using. It doesn't necessarily need to be super strong, and I don't want it to be super heavy either. So the idea is to kind of create a much longer version of this. So I need to make a few cuts right now just to get the back and the front edge. And then I'll develop my sides and bottom. So right now I'm going to go ahead and rip some boards to the desired widths that I need, and then I'll cut them down to the length. So let me go ahead and get started, and we'll start kind of fabbing something up. So I'm just going to use some pin nails and some glue to connect these. It doesn't have to be, the glue will be plenty strong once it dries, and the pin nails will just hold it in place until it's done. So essentially I just need to put it together like this, and then attach the sides to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do one side at a time, I suppose, and just add a little bit of glue on each edge, and then nail it to it. So here is the completed drawer box, and I have it already mounted to the drawer face. So essentially the way I mounted it, I used the bin pull hardware as a point of attachment. So here's the controller, and the back of it, it actually is offset, so I needed to offset the hole so that it would be mounted in the center once I attach everything. So it fits like that, and it has a sticky backing, and I'll stick it on once I get everything attached. So I basically just centered from top to bottom, and then from side to side, because I had already pre-measured the width of the hinges that it needed to be. I think the hinges were approximately an inch wide, and their thickness is about an inch. So I needed to make the box, smaller, obviously, to accommodate those. The other thing that I needed to take into consideration, I already pre-drilled these holes, but essentially what I did is I knew that this piece, the way it sits in the drawer, is it's going to sit flush with the bottom of the face frame, and then up against the face frame on the side. So I knew that this would be a good edge, and I knew that it needed to be a ½ inch from the edge of this to this point, because this would be the overhang or the overlap of the door face. So I made a mark at a ½ inch there, and then I knew that I needed to come in at least a ½ inch for the overlap on the side. So that's how I kind of lined it up and then pre-marked my holes. So this is the left side that I'm going to be mounting, and the hinges are marked. They're pre-marked with an L and an R to tell you which side it needs to be mounted on. What I've done is I pre-drilled some holes. I made it just a little bit back from flush. It doesn't necessarily need to be flush. It can be, but I just put it back just a tiny bit, and then pre-drilled a couple of holes right there so that I can go ahead and mount that. And then what I'm going to do is open up the doors on the inside and come in from the back side and try to screw in the screws to attach the drawer face. So I'm using a couple of number 8 screws. This is a bigger hole than the door hinges, the regular door hinges. So I'm using a little bit thicker of a screw. Rather than using number 6s, I'm using number 8s. And these are 3/4 inch length. So I'm ready to mount it. What I'm going to do is just kind of set it into place. And then I got a couple of number 6 ½ inch screws to screw into the back of that. If you got 5/8, you can do 5/8, but ½ inch is more than enough, I think. So there you go. It's pretty much installed. It still touches a little bit at the top, but I think it's not gonna fall back, and I mean, you have to make it push back. So I think it's pretty close to complete. I don't think I'm gonna mess with it anymore. I might put a little rubber bumper or a piece of felt under there just to keep it from kind of rubbing, because it does appear to move a little bit more. But other than that, I think it's good. It's soft close and it works real well. It appears pretty level. So I think I'm going to call it done, other than putting a couple little rubber bumpers on there. But it keeps this hidden, it's out of the way, but it's easy access. So I think that was the whole intention of it. I think this is going to be the end for this little project right here, and I'll update you if I have any other projects going on. Okay, we'll see you later.